Let me all stand for a pledge, please.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Nikki Bender.
Here.
Kathy Alton. Here. Patrick Sellers.
Here.
Looks like Joy Sellers and Mikey Martin are absent.
All right. The first order of business is the approval of minutes of the December 19th, 2016 Town Board regular meeting. I need a motion and a second, please.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Bender, second by Alden. Please take a look at the minutes. Is there any questions on the minutes?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. The next order of business is the approval of bills payable. Need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alden, second by Bender. Please take a look at bills payable.
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay, we all good with bills payable? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bender.
Aye.
Alton. Aye. Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passes. Okay, the next order of business is discussion on ordinance 2017 T001. Need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bender, second by Alden.
Supervisor Sellers, what are we looking at?
Oh, I'm sorry. The,
I thought you emailed it to you.
No. I've got this, but I have
No,
nothing. Is
it's-
it the same or is it different?
no, it's the
Yeah, it's
regulated
the,
travel and meal ordinance.
yeah, you have that.
Yeah, no, I've got it
It's on
blank,
there.
unless you've got, it sounds like you got it filled out.
No, it's not filled out. It's a discussion on it.
Yeah, no, you've got an
There's a
ordinance
title
number.
on it.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
has a
title
title
on it.
on it.
I had it as a blank
Oh,
document.
okay.
Thanks.
Here's the last sheet too.
Are there any changes in this?
Well, this is, I drafted this from the Illinois Municipal League suggested form. There's a new public law that went into effect on January 1st, 2017 that requires all units of local government that are not home rule to enact a travel reimbursement policy ordinance. And these numbers are not concrete. They were just something I picked out of the air based on my experience on business travel. The board is free to change them. You don't have to pass it tonight.
Okay.
It has to be in use as of March 2nd, 2017, 60 days after it goes into effect. And some of the numbers I got from the old State Gift Ban Act, which is like 3A, there's a limit of $75 per day. That's from the State Gift Ban Act. And there's an equivalent state statute now, which is called the State Governmental Employees Ethics Act. But it also applies to units of local government for section 10-15 or 5-15, I can't remember which. But like I said, these are open to your change if you want to have different numbers.
Supervisor Sellers.
Yes.
Mike, would I have an option to interject on some of these costs because of when myself and staff go to school?
Well, I figured
We've just noted that they've raised our hotel rates. And it's okay if we tag team, but there's times where we can't. This would probably still be valid, so if this, every year this would change?
When do you?
Would this ordinance change annually?
No.
No.
Just once you pass it, it goes into effect.
Okay, so
Then you
you're,
can amend it.
okay,
It's not etched in concrete. Once it's passed, like any other ordinance, can be amended. If you
Right.
find it's no longer correct or you don't want to use those levels.
where I'm looking is on section 3B, that
Mhm.
150 for
Yeah,
room.
I think that's where it goes.
It's, we're finding that they not only raise the rates, then there's a tax for the room, a hotel tax, and then there's a tax for the city. So that 150 would maybe be inching towards, I hate to say that, we used to be able to stay for $99 a day, plus tax, plus this, plus that, which totaled probably about 125 to 130 a night. So,
Aren't you exempt from taxes though?
no, not when you go to school. Not
Oh,
even when,
school.
not even when they title it Illinois Property Assessment Institute, they still tax us.
And they meaning the hotel.
Hotel.
Is it in Chicago?
No, these are in Bloomington and Peoria.
Because I know Chicago's got a 17% hotel
Yeah.
tax.
Yeah. So it gets kind of close. I mean, the food-wise, I don't think there's going to be ever any issue on that, but just was looking at B.
And I did get out a private business's travel policy and looked at the limits and the wording that they had. So I included, such as when they talk about coach class airline tickets or train tickets, I got that from the private policy. So I thought I'd try to, as a starting point for
Sure.
you.
All right, thank you.
So we need more discussion on this? We want to move this over and have more discussion on it, or what we want to do? Up to the board.
If it can be tweaked, once
Okay.
we know. I think it would be
Yeah,
all right
well,
to go ahead
I
with
think
that.
we need to lay it over.
Okay.
We're just discussing it.
There should be a motion to postpone to our next meeting
Okay.
and a second and a voice vote.
Okay, and there's a motion to postpone to our next meeting and a second and a voice vote. So who's going to make that motion for me?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Bender, second by Augustine. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Go over to the
So
next
should it
meeting.
be on the next month's, or the
Yes.
end of the month agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, the next order of business is a presentation of a budget for the 2017-2018 for the assessor's office. Need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Augustine, second by Bender.
Okay, as you know from previous years, it's the responsibility of the assessor.
Cindy, can you speak up because I
Oh,
can't?
I'm sorry. Ed, as you previously knew, that the assessor's office has to file 60 days prior to the beginning of the next fiscal year. Well, TOI, Township Officials of Illinois, they implemented January 1 with the premise that there are some townships, apparently their fiscal year starts April 1st. I just basically abide by that, just so that there's no issues, as you got it last year the same time. In reality, you wouldn't have had to have gotten it from me probably until February to be comfortable, to meet the requirements. But what I did is you have in front of you basically the proposed budget for next year on the first line, the original budget for 16-17, what we have expended as of December 18th of this year, and then the last line to the far right shows the increase or decrease. The one thing I want to bring to your attention, and you're going to see it on the supervisor's budget too, we have 1,958 hours this fiscal year. We have we have one extra day. And I actually thought I was in error, and I had my chief deputy Maida check it. She came up with the same number. I had Liz check it. She came up with the same number. Now, we've had extra days when there's been leap year, but this is unusual. And everything we did, no matter which way we took it, there's 1,958 hours this year instead of 1,950. We've checked, cross-checked. It's just unusual. So I wanted to bring it to your attention, even though the salaries are going down, and that is in due part to the change in losing a staffer with 16 years of experience and bringing the new person in. You're also going to see that I put $1,000 in part-time, something I haven't done in probably 7-8 years. in hopes that maybe we'd be able to bring in, I don't care if it's a student, somebody to help. And I'd like to get out and get a large volume of photos done before I retire this year. So that's the reason for the $1,000 in that line to open it up. You'll see a decrease in postage because we did not get the flyer done that we had anticipated, and I didn't feel that this year would be the year to do that. Printing and publishing, that too was because of the flyer, so I reduced that. Consultants went up. There's two things that we would like to look at. One is the continuing implementation and taking our new system further as far as where it's at. 1, 2, we have an option to upgrade our telephones. The last time we purchased our telephone was in May of 2000, so they're 17 years old before we make any changes. So that would take care of some of that implementation of making the change. He's looking to do, I believe he spoke to Patrick also, and he's tied into a contract where we are not. So in the end, the phones, one, will be so far advanced over anything that we have, and two, he can reduce our phone costs, which are roughly about $190 to $200 a month. He said he can reduce that. So we want to look into that. Legal fees, just because I haven't needed Mike, thank you very much. That went down $200. That's always a good thing. that I don't need you. It's always a good thing. Training and conference, this goes hand in hand with the ordinance for the travel, meals, and lodging. They've upped our classes, they've upped our costs for our rooms. We are very frugal, as if you have ever looked at our expenditures. My staff probably eats for less than $50 a day. That's 3 meals, so they do really, really well in that aspect, but I added $300 to just try to buffer what was going on with them and their increase in their class costs. Everything else, rent, I upped it enough to cover what I anticipated could possibly happen. Our contract ends in November. So I added enough where I thought maybe in case it got increased. It's carried through until December of 17, but at that point, come August, we're probably going to have to look to renegotiate any possible changes. So that 11,000 is just kind of out there. It could be needed to be more, but I'm just covering what I think might happen. Everything else stayed the same. Capital stayed at 4,000, never knowing to anticipate equipment going failures, screens, monitors, hopefully no systems, and then telephones, new telephones, and actually they're very reasonable because we would be needing less. So I'm thinking maybe $1,200 to $1,500 for the entire office for all of them, and that's so cheap.
That's wonderful.
So anyway, that's what you're looking at, and if you have any questions or concerns, just give me a holler, and I'll be glad to go over anything. But overall, it was a slight decrease. It could have been more, but it wasn't, and that was partially because I raised the consultant line and the travel for education portion. So that's pretty much it. It's the pretty cut and dry. Nothing fancy. So.
Okay.
All right. Others. We're not to my report yet. Never mind. We'll wait till we get to my section.
So we don't need any.
It's that Diet Coke,
Well,
yeah.
It's just a report only of information. You're not asking them to
No,
approve it.
no,
Okay.
absolutely not. This is all tentative, and
Well,
that's
there
how I
was a
address
motion made by Alton, seconded by Bender to approve.
it. No, that's not, or
So
No, we didn't.
not to approve it in the sense that,
We just
I
did
think
the-
Patrick asked for a
So I
motion
shouldn't
to
ask for a
discuss it.
motion, should I?
No.
we're not approving anything
Okay,
tonight.
you'll need a motion.
You can withdraw the motion, withdraw the second.
I don't think we did that. We did the.
Yeah, yep,
Uh-huh.
they
Yeah.
did.
But
A
ahead.
motion was made by Aldency, seconded by Bender
Okay.
to, I
So-
thought it was to,
So
Discuss
withdraw
it.
your,
I
Just
withdraw
to
my
discuss.
second.
she withdraw the second, you withdraw your motion, right?
All
Okay.
right, thank you.
Okay. All right. The next order of business, supervisor report. I don't have anything.
All right.
Good.
Next order of business is the assessor's
But
report.
I do. Okay, so we closed our appeals this year. We had 95. Okay?
Is that normal?
That didn't even make 1%. So when you think that we handled 10,500 parcels this year, and we had 95 appeals, which is less than 1% of the total, 3 of which were commercial, we had a very good year. And I applaud my staff for the work that they've done, because that kind of number of appeals, that low, indicates to me that we've done the job that we needed to do, hitting the market where it needed to be. So I just wanted to let you know that. 2, along with that, there's been discussion that that the office is less than friendly. Again, 95 appeals out of 10,500. We not only help, we encourage people if they're not satisfied with their assessments, and we walk them through step by step how to file their appeal. So I would say we did really, really good this year, and this year was a struggle for us. When we took off those negative multipliers for 13, 14, and 15, we increased some properties fairly hefty, and we were rather nervous about that. But we could support it, we could substantiate it. It's just when you do multipliers in that fashion across the board to all properties, those that shouldn't have gotten it had it. And they didn't have it for 1 year, they had it for 3. And that negative multiplier overall for those 3 years was substantial. So, and those people are not the ones we actually heard from, believe it or not. It was interesting. But, you know, I just wanted to let this board know that we go out of our way to help our constituents. And the property owners of this community are treated well, and especially by us. We have an open door policy, so that was my bid on that. Again, very proud. 95 out of 10,500.
That's amazing.
And then I presented the budget, and that's all I have.
Okay.
All right. Next order of business is trustees report. Trustees,
Nothing.
Nada.
any public comments? No? Any other business coming before the town?
Me. I'm not going to be here at the next meeting, so I'm going to ask the board to allow Cindy to take the minutes for me.
Okay, we'll have to make that vote the day of, right, Mike?
Well, you can do it now, unless she's giving you advance notice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
You know,
You know, ahead of time.
And you can then make a motion to authorize the assessor to be the clerk pro tem for January 17th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Is it the 17th?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the 17th because Monday's a holiday.
Right.
Part of the Kings.
So we do a voice vote, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
The next thing I want to say real quick, I want to reiterate to this board that the Freeport Township stands on empowerment and not entitlement, okay? There's an expectation that our clients are supposed to earn what they get from us. So you may hear whoever talk about we're not helping anyone, we're helping people to help themselves. That's what we do here at Freeport Township. That's what we ran on, that's what we stand on. And that concept has taken us very, very far. Okay? All right. With that being said, I entertain a motion to adjourn until Tuesday, January 17th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.